Hey, what's cooking, Jay?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Gunther's Kitchen. Today we're making another one of my childhood favorites. We're making Mohn Nudeln. It's like Schupfnudel with poppy seeds, but we make it a little bit different. We make one with the poppy seeds and one we made with stewed apples. And they're gonna be delicious. So stick around and I'm sure you can literally taste them. All right, so what we need is we need potatoes, we need eggs, flour, bit of semolina, butter, we need some poppy seeds and some sugar. We need some apples for stewing, some cinnamon sugar, and we put some toasted walnuts on top, which gives it a little bit of a crunch. Okay, so let's start. So we have got the potatoes, we just cut them into size. And I always say, use your equipment. You don't need to, cook your potatoes first and then peel them and then press them through a sieve or whatever, and then you make your potato gnocchi dough or your potato noodle dough. Just, you've got your equipment and your microwave. The potatoes are probably the only thing I'm happy to cook in a microwave. I don't cook anything else. But the potatoes, especially for a potato dough, for a gnocchi or a dumpling, it's ideal because you cook them and they don't absorb any water. So the dough itself afterwards gonna be nice and dry and absolutely perfect to use. All right? So first thing, potatoes in the microwave. We covered them with glad wrap for about 8 minutes. All right? I'll see you when they come out. So while our potatoes cooking in the microwave, we stew our apples. So what I've done is I cut the top and the bottom off, and then we just peel them. Okay? So we just peel them down, and I've got 5 smallish apples, and then we just cut them. We just cut them into bits like that, and then we cut them into cubes. Not too small, because otherwise they disappear when you cook them. Okay? We still want to have a little bit of shape to the apples. Some of them can sort of melt away a bit, but ideally we like them nicely stewed apples. Okay, so now the frying pan is getting hot, so now we put some butter in. And we put our apples in. We just want to stew the apples, nothing special, just apple. Got some cinnamon sugar here, so we put cinnamon sugar on. We're not putting too much on, we don't want it too sweet. We can always add sugar at the end as icing sugar onto the top of the noodles when we eat them. So now we let them cook and we just add a splash of lemon juice, and that will be it. Just let it cook slowly. When it starts frying, then we're going to turn it down. We just want to stew the apples. Okay, so now the microwave has gone off. Let's take them out. As you can see, so the main taste is you just push your finger in it. And if the potatoes falling apart, they're done. So what we do now is we take the glad wrap off, and then we're going to put it for another 2 minutes in the microwave, so we lose some of the moisture. We want dry potatoes. So now, as my son always says, I always say the important thing, but really the important thing is use floury potatoes. If you use waxy, wet potatoes, the dough is going to be very runny. You want the potatoes dry and then drying out, and then everything coming together in a nice firm dough. The 2 minutes are up. Let's take them out. As you can see, all the steam is coming off. That means the potatoes are drying out. Now let's put them in a machine. Now what we do is we put the pedal on, and we let it run slowly. And we let it run until it turns into a little paste, until it's all even. Yeah? So now if you didn't cook the potato enough, you will get lumps. So the important thing is, same size potatoes, if one is smaller than the other one, the big one will not be cooked by the time the little one is already dried out. Yeah, so cut your potatoes properly, cook them in a microwave, and then dry them out. And this is just perfect. We can add our butter. We're going to add a decent pinch of salt. We're adding our eggs. Wait until everything is incorporated. Then we're adding our semolina. And then we're adding our flour slowly. When you're adding your flour, don't let it run for too long. We just mix it in and then we turn it off. And that's it. Now we wet our hands and then we clean down everything. So now we take this out. I've got the water boiling. So I make a little thing, a little dumpling, and we make a test go. And we see how we go. And we take it out of the machine. We clean the sides down. And then we use the rest of our flour. We put it on the bench and we take the dough out of the mixing bowl. Okay, so we put some flour on the bench. We take our card again, as I always do. And our dough is ready. Now what I do is I cut the dough in manageable parts. And this is the same dough we're going to use for making our Austrian dumplings, except it's going to have nutmeg in it because it's a savory dough. This will be a sweet as a dessert. Okay, done. So now it's time to shape them. So what we do, again, have some flour on here, you roll it out into one big sausage. Okay, I've tried our test one. Very nice, just perfect consistency. So we cut those. From this side if it's easier. Done. And we roll them like I did before, just between the fingers. Make them round first, like a ball, and then just let them run. Yeah? And the water is boiling. Now make sure you put salt in the water. It's not for it to make it savory, it's just so the water doesn't leach them out. That's the whole idea of salt in the water. And that's it. And as soon as this is done, we put the first lot in the water. Okay, so the first lot is ready. Let's put them in the water. When they start floating, then you give it another 10 minutes. The water turned right down because the semolina has to basically cook. Yeah? Otherwise, they're going to be doughy on the inside. But the semolina makes it nice and fluffy. So they're not just gluggy potato ones, they're just a bit fluffy and nice. Okay, so the gnocchis or the noodles, the Schupf noodles, have come to like a simmer. Now we turn it off and we let it sit there for about 10 minutes. Okay, so the frying pan is hot. Now we put some butter in it, about 50 grams. Just before the butter goes brown, we're adding the noodles. And we're going to dust it with a little bit of cinnamon sugar. And we just mix it through. Okay, so we just give the noodles a little bit of a shine, a bit of a texture from the outside. Beautiful. and then we're adding the apples. So now we take our frying pan and we're adding our apple mix to it. Beautiful. You just smell the cinnamon. Yum. Mix that through. Okay, so now for the topping, we take a little bit of walnuts, a few walnuts. Just break them up, or you can leave them halves, whatever you like. And then we roast them slowly on a little flame, and we just let them roast a bit. It's just the roasted walnuts. They're so much nicer than natural. Natural, they tend to be a little bit bitter, but as soon as you start roasting them, they lose their bitterness, and they're just delicious. And they also go perfectly with apples. Okay, and then we do the poppy seeds. So the frying pan is heating up. We're putting in 50 grams of butter. And again, we put the poppy seeds in when it's nearly, the butter nearly getting brown. When the butter goes nearly brown, it always gives it more flavor. The butter goes brown when it stops frothing. So when it stops frothing, then the butter's turning brown. Then we're putting in the poppy seed. Okay, like now, we're putting in the poppy seeds. And we're putting in the icing sugar. 35 gram icing sugar, 50 gram poppy seeds. And we just let that roast through a bit. And then we're adding our noodles. We can turn the flame down at the back. You can smell the walnuts. And make sure that the poppy seeds are ground. Don't use hot poppy seeds. You need to grind the poppy seeds in a Ninja or in a coffee grinder. Whatever you've got. And then we just move them. Look at that. How nice does that look? Sensational. We have a little test. If it's got enough sugar on it. We will put some icing sugar on top. Sensational. My beautiful Mohn noodles, traditional Austrian, and my version with apples. Nice, moist, absolutely delicious. Try it, have a go. Now let's try them. The apple ones and the poppy seed ones. Just look at those. And we put some roasted walnuts on top of the apple. And now let's try. Very light. Just delicious. Please have a go. Try it. Very easy, very simple to make. And if you know how to make those, you can make gnocchis, dumplings, you can make anything. As always, like, subscribe, follow us, and tell a friend. And I'll see you soon at Günther's Kitchen on YouTube. Bye for now.